Our apology and thanks for the understanding. It was a technical break beyond our control. However, that was ratified. Thank you so much for the understanding. So I was on the induction ceremony of the Bar Association just before we went off. The bar opted for the chief lawbreaker in Joseph Yema Boakai. I think they should not have invited him to deliver the keynote address. It would have sounded rational had they just called him and spared the invite to make remarks, but not to deliver the keynote address. Everything Boakai said was just to appease or to give the bar president and other people the political relevance or showcasing that he is a real person when it comes to upholding the rule of law, when in reality, he is not. That is the picture he presented. It wasn't right, in my opinion, to have invited the president to deliver the keynote address. Why it is true, why it is the right, but our opinion is right. Because the president has broken almost all of the laws. There is not a single area within this country that Mr. President has not tampered with. You and I know all of those. Then you have the legal people, interpreters of the law, inviting a lawbreaker, disrespecter of the law, a person who doesn't show any remorse. You invite such person to deliver the keynote address to that great intelligentsia, that legal body. That was a desecration of the legal sanctity of the law profession in this country and the bar. This cannot happen in anywhere in the world. No president will break the law, disrespect, show no remorse whatsoever, justify, and then the legal body in that country invite him. To invite Boakai or inviting Boakai to deliver the keynote address means the leadership of the Bar Association endorses everything that Boakai is doing, breaking the law. That's what they demonstrated by inviting him to deliver the keynote address. There isn't any justification that Councillor Bonavama can give why he invited, or the leadership by consent invited Boakai as the keynote speaker. That was wrong. It was not right at all. The bar president desecrated the sanctity of the association by inviting a legal, a political desecrated person to deliver an address to a consecrated legal profession. It's just like, say you have a class or immaculate gathering. Then you call Satan to deliver address to that clean body. That was wrong. Councillor Varma desecrated. He likes it or not. This is an honest criticism. And consciously, he knows what Boakai is doing in this country. Since he ascended to the presidency, the international community fell up. Your own Chief Justice smartly avoided going to the occasion. the rest of the associate justices of the Supreme Court did not attend. They willfully, intentionally opted not to go there because you in Boakai or Boakai disrespected, orchestrated that illegal stuff at the Capitol building or that renegade situation at the Capitol building. The guys did not go. Your fellow lawyers did not go. Wasn't it enough to tell you that let not invite Boakai to deliver the keynote address since he is the president of Liberia and you want him to be at the occasion he can make a remark, but not to be the keynote speaker? You desecrated that induction ceremony and to some extent desecrated the sanctity of the bar by inviting the lawbreaker, the chief lawbreaker in President Boakai to deliver a legal address to you. And listen to what Boakai said. Everything he said over there was just a fun, because I can't call that irony. Was just a fun. Consciously he knows. How will you be breaking the laws all over the place? Then you're telling the people that they must uphold the rule of law, they must do this, they must do that for the country. What is that? What is that? No disrespect to the law, the Bar Association gathering, but that was a complete fun fair. Yeah, it's a man who all over the place, breaking all of the laws, who does not know. To the extent the country's international partners are uncomfortable. They are writing series of situational reports on this government. The government breaches its own provision within the arrest agenda called the rule of law. No respect. Then you invite such a person to deliver the keynote address to teach you. Because the essence of delivering keynote address is to drill the participants through certain provisions with a topic. To give the audience an insight. To lay out a roadmap moving forward. That is one of the reasons for a keynote address. A keynote address is different from every other addresses. A keynote address is not just to go and make a public position on XYZ. No, it is purely thematic. So everybody is attentive that at the close of the day, they're going to use some of the recommendations from the keynote address. And the keynote speaker is always a person who has no problem with what is being discussed or that gathering, yet has a full understanding of what to do. But not Boakai. So you invited Boakai because he's president. That's the only reason, Councillor Varma, I am convinced. That's the only reason, because he's president. And Councillor Varma, I am convinced the second reason is probably, I think he's from Lofa County. I should impute tribalism there or ethnicity. He's from Lofa County, so he invited a man to go deliver the keynote address. This whole country, there is no, even if you had just opted for the Chief Justice to be the keynote speaker, it will make sense. And let Boakai make remarks. You substituted the Chief Justice. Okay, forget about the Chief Justice. Is there not any other person in this country that could fit in that position that Boakai, you're fitted Boakai in? There's nobody, only Boakai. Everything president go deliver. President. No reason why nothing can come from most of these gatherings. Because when president goes there, they just political smear, and the president said this, and the president said his government is committed to this, and the president recommitted his government. Those are the things that you hear. Beyond that, nothing. Why everything president must go to go call ribbon, you call president. To go open one room, you call president. Everything president. Why we can't dictate to y'all? Everybody has their own plan. But the bar's induction, choosing Bwaka as the keynote speaker, in my opinion, was wrong. It was a desecration of the sanctity of the Bar Association. Bwaka could not have been, he should have been, he should have made a remark and not to take the place of the keynote speaker. Even being in a gathering, it was not necessary to have Bwaka in that gathering. Everything Varma said, it was just something to entertain the crowd. Because you show the complete contradiction of what you say you're going to do. Before you can even get started, you became an accomplice to law breaking by inviting the lawbreakers of the country to deliver a keynote address. And you want people to take you serious as the president of the bar? Just you even go just in your few days. Your few days. Look what you have done. So the next thing you will turn the bar over to Bwaka, that the bar will be tossed to and fro by the executive. That will be doing it for that. Bwaka shouldn't have been the keynote speaker. Bwaka should have had no place in that gathering, firstly. No place. Out of this country, another country, with that thing happening, they would never invite the president. They would never. They will leave him or her out completely, which will be a protest. They will send a message by his absence or no invitation whatsoever. And that's why the country can't go anywhere. The person who is stabbing you in the back is the same person you're inviting on your table to sit with you and dine with you. Other than Liberia, another country, they will never invite a president who breaking the law and they are talking and the president can listen. That bar will never, they will never allow that president to come close. He will stay within his executive perimeter. And they will use that as a protest to tell him that he has to stop breaking the law. But in Liberia, it's different. The man breaking the law, then they're inviting him to a bar association to go deliver a keynote address. That will be doing it for that on the show. Let's move to something else. Continue playing the King's Cash giveaway. We're giving you 4,000 Liberian dollars today. Dial star 799, star 24 hash. Play with $1 Liberian dollar or 70 cents US. That's all. And then you have your 4,000 Liberian dollars. Dial star 799, star 24 hash. Play with $1 Liberian dollar or 70 cents US, and you can receive your 4,000. Let's move to something else. Then we open the line. Again, thanks for the understanding. We had a break. It's not normal, but it happens. You know that the Africa is setting, even in Europe and other places, but it's not right to use other countries as justification. But yes, it's good that we're back. So thanks for the understanding. Let's talk the police. The police. Before then, the government made it clear. The Minister of Finance, apart from the package they had developed for the country, they said that all those who are within the government going to receive their just wage, the 15 and the 20. They say that no one will take pay at the end of the month. If the month has 30 days, you will not take pay on the 30th or on the 1st or 2nd or 3rd of the following month. And civil servants and other people were excited. They hailed the government, say, yeah, rescue, that the government we voted for, at least the other people, 3, 4, 5 months, were not taking pay up to 9 months. Yeah, they were excited. Interestingly, that is not happening. Since Minister Gafuan announced, no civil servant has ever received salary on the 15th, which is the middle of the month, neither the 20th. Just speak to most of them. They are complaining. On top of it, the police are not being treated right. We got some info. The police too are not taking pay on time. They were promised, the police was promised insurance. That is not forthcoming. In fact, they're paying their own insurance. If you think that is all, their salaries are being cut. That's what is happening within the police. Most of the police officers are uncomfortable. They are aware, they have complained. They are groaning in their hearts. Some of them listening to me know what I'm saying, and they confirm me. And they even want me to speak to this at length, because they know that it's true. Why all of these things are happening? Because the promise was an empty one. It was just intended to get the people excited and to make them to feel that you were in the past, the kind of government you were under then, they cared not for you. They did nothing for you. We rescue you, and we are giving you a real life. Interestingly, that real life, they are not seeing it. Speak to 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 police officers. They will tell you. Ask them about the insurance. They will tell you more than I am saying. Ask them about their pay, whether it is forthcoming. Ask them about salary cut or increment. There is no increment. No increment. I had the opportunity to have spoken with several police officers on confidentiality, and they admitted, when I put the question to them, they admitted that things aren't fine with them. Now, they are not afraid to speak out, but their identity, and you have to protect them because they are giving reliable information. They are the ones who are feeling the pinch. Fearing not to lose their job, they beg for no name calling. Because if they came out, you see the wave. Anybody speaks out in this government, you are dismissed. So that alone has instilled fear in most of the people. They're feeling the pinch from where they are. They're feeling this ill treatment, but they can't do anything because they want life going. They have their families to sustain. Ask them about the insurance. Ask them about salary increment as they were promised. They will tell you no. Ask them about all of these things. The police, the very police that they will use to beat on citizens. And that is why you police officers, you took oath to protect life and property. That is why you can allow yourself to be used as a political weapon against your own people. You will have to use your discretion. You see what is happening now. They use you to beat your own citizens. You do any and everything you can by the might that you have. Yet you are not being rewarded justly. Your pay not forthcoming. They promise you salary increment. There is nothing. They promise that they're going to pay you between the 15 and the 20. It's not forthcoming. The 20, 15 passed, 20 passed, nothing happening. But they don't want you to talk. You should remain silent. Don't talk. But that's what they promise you now. It is not secret. And you have to pay the people. Minister Gaffin, you have to live up to your commitment. You have to live up to your word. You said you were going to pay the people between the 15 and the 20. That no government employee will take pay in the next month. We are in February. Today is the 10th. Speak to most people. They will tell you they have not taken pay yet. The police feeling the pinch, especially those who are on special or external assignment, and those who are out of town, like in the various counties. Some of those who are in those other far away places that they can hardly have the time to come to town to see their family. Their money not forthcoming. No increment. But they were promised increment. They were promised insurance. They were promised all of those things. Yeah, is it nothing happening? Few people enjoying the government. The rest of the people are suffering. Few people. Why treat the police like this? The ones who are listening to me at LMP headquarters, they know. They are excited in their heart. Some of them, they're giving the next time. Those who are listening to me at the police training academy and other areas and other depots, they know what I'm talking about. I had the opportunity to speak to some of these people, and they confirm these things. But they are afraid if they spoke out, they will be dismissed. They will take them off the job. The country hard. Things not really happening. Nothing working at all. Even in the private sector, it's difficult to get job. So the little one that you have, will you want to lose it? No. That's why they're holding on to their names. But they're going through it. It is difficult for them. They're risking their lives. For these guys in the executive, the judiciary, and the execute and the legislature, because that's what they do. They're not risking their lives for those they consider ordinary people. These police officers, they're risking their lives for Mr. President, the executive, the judiciary, the legislature. Those are the people they're risking their lives for. They're not risking their lives for the people of Liberia, those they consider ordinary people. They're risking their lives for the aristocrats and the bourgeois. Now the aristocrats, the bourgeois, they promise to increase their pay. Promise their insurance not forthcoming. They promise salary increment, nothing happening. Instead, they're experiencing cuts. Why? Why rescue? But again, that's it. That's it. All right. So let's turn to you now to have your say on these two pointers. Then we'll move to something else. Play the King's Catch giveaway. Dial star 799 star 24 hatch. Play with $1, just $1, only $1, only $1, or 70 cents US, and win for yourself 40 or 4,000 Liberian dollars. 4,000. That's all you need to do. Nothing more, nothing less. Let's turn to you now to have your say. But first, let's see some of the comments. Emmanuel Vojolo said, we are getting there. And Clay Richards said, don't worry, 2029 around the corner. Okay. 0772 23 99 33 0886 3044 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. Have your say on these two. Then we move to another thing, and then we are out. What's happening at the National Oil Company of Liberia, NOCAL? Corruption all over the place, all over. Everybody wants to ride the latest car or cars. Yesterday it was wrong. Today it's not wrong. Government sweet. Government very, very sweet. Everybody wants to ride. The justification given by NOCAL boss, very, very weak one. Very weak one. Yeah. Very weak one. Yeah, very weak one. Very, very weak one. Very. Thank you, my dear brother. Hello. Yeah.
I come on, brother.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, because we can call one name for about send the fundamental
wait. You security man. You're in the police. You
are
a police officer.
Yes, sir. I'm a basement.
Huh?
From basement.
Oh, you are from basement.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's hear you.
Send the fundamental count of the say from the 15th to the 20th. My brother, I think today the 10th of February, right?
Yeah, today is the 10th.
Thank you. Send out nothing.
Mm-hmm.
Yo.
Oh, he went off. He said he is a police officer from the basement. Nothing. All of the promises made to the people, they are not forthcoming. Some of the civil servants now are having a second thought on their decision to bring in the rescue. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sam Andrews.
Good afternoon.
Thank you. My name is Hussein. I'm Hussein Kewu. I call from Stand District 2.
Let's hear you, Hussein.
Yeah, thank you for the two talking points. So the one that has to do with the salary delay. Let me just share my experience with you. I think it is not a break from the finance ministry.
It is what?
It is not delay.
Okay.
That yes, it is not. Sam, the government of Liberia have different arms of generating revenue. One especially the government entities that generate revenue, and it is sent to the Ministry of Finance and deposited at the Central Bank of Liberia. And our account is controlled by the Controller General of the Ministry of Finance. So funds are dropped in the account of the Ministry of Finance, then they will start to issue checks. For my either accounts, there can be delay for government entity that generate revenue. So you find out that the government meet a certain target at a particular period. So sometimes you find salary delay, and this is how it happens. But now, like they have the revenue or the funding in the bank, and they chooses not to pay government workers. It don't work like that. When you're talking about the increment, yes, the government has said they are working on modality, increase the police, the health workers, and the army. I think that is good projection, and we hope that it can be achieved. Some of those things, it come with good intent, but the achievement part of it sometimes is, a bit difficult. But not like when they come out, hey, their fringe is just political. You were here when Gafan was here. You one of those 10 ministers we have had in Ministry of Finance, and you have returned, and the teams of colleagues that work the team. I think those are qualified Liberians who have a whole lot of experience in Ministry of Finance. So I'm very hopeful.
Hussein, what do you do? What do you do in that interval or before you can make a public announcement? What do you do?
As to what?
Before making a public announcement,
so
what do you do?
So there will be assessment, right? You do assessment, you carry on survey.
So what did the Minister of Finance say?
Yeah, but when you're busy, he said that a lot of assessment that were done, and they even talked to partners, the IMF, and other partners who support our budget. And yes, of course, they approve.
So based on that, he was 100% certain, not taking into consideration, because that's how you portray it, these factors you just named. So he announced that between the 15 and 20, there will be payment. You make you do an assessment, you put everything into the package, you are certain of it before you come to the public and say this. Because once you get to the public, it means that it's going to happen, they're going to see it. And no excuse can be accepted there. So you want to accept that the government blunder. The announcement was premature. It wasn't well researched.
So let me tell you another way it works, right? You see, for the various ministry and agency, like even the police, they have the controller general.
All right, Hussein.
Yeah, same. I mean, just because I thought we were trying to educate the public.
No, I want to bring other people on.
Just 10 seconds, right? The different ministry and agencies, even the police, they have their own controller. Now, the controller office send a memo that before the 15th, all controller general of different entities should submit their budget. So sometimes it can be delay coming from those controllers, and they have said if your budget is not submitted in time, you will not receive your salary in time.
Thank you.
So these are some of the challenges.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello.
Good evening, Mr. Andrew.
Yes, let's hear you, sir. Your name and where you call from.
This is the force of Peter Sai, Nigeria from Southern District 4. Thank you for your many talking points this evening, but my attention has been drawn to the one I got to do with the Bar Association president. Mr. Andrew, if you have been following this councilor, he's a president of the Bar Association. Of all of the breach that occurred in the Constitution, there was not a day that he released a statement to condemn or even speak in favor of rule of law. This particular president of the Bar Association, if you check on the internet, he did a post lambasting the councilor, the judges on the bench for not attaining the SONA. He's on record for doing that.
He came out. He said he didn't say that. He was misquoted.
I saw the post. He blasted them. He said they should even refuse their salary if they will not go and show up. It is an illegal transaction, so they proceed for the illegal transaction. They should not benefit from it. So it's not strange of occurrence that you will go to invite the rule broker in chief, the law violator, the constitutional broker in chief in Joseph Human Boakai.
Yeah, that was wrong.
He has shown sign that you do that.
Yeah,
so thank you for allowing me the time to speak to your platform.
Thank you. Hello. Hello, you are on the air.
Hi,
Yeah, let's hear you.
Thank you for your show this afternoon. Look, sometimes my son come or you defend and get be sitting and laughing. Except I just says here we are getting see people are passing out what they play. They put taking their salary, they take it pay on time. You told the people when you come to power only 15, they will take pay. Say, am I lying?
No.
When they keep the power, they told the break people like I said, well, after they put on time, one more effort to pay the people. But today talking about just say fine about the ministry and agency, they got to build report before they pay people. That's the time it baffle me. Look, when you're not there, argue. It's easy to say it. But when you come there, when they fire pointing you, they won't justify. Now I'm looking today. So they let today is a sport member work out today. When we see that all the same as they're giving their salary because all the time they only air talking defending the government. So they pay you on time, so you defending the government on what they pay. come to us, you come to us, you say they've been laughing. You are here, you say you're paying for all time, so we're not doing the reporting. And you say about justifying, you should not bring money, you should not bring money
Okay.
here. It's been elected. And so the bosses, you people, my brother. Then what you said, no people go all kind of my friend. So Lord, let me go walk out there. And I mean, I kiss him, man. Every time they will call him. They may break it on the Lord, you go, you're gonna man.
Yeah.
You're gonna go and say that.
That was
And
wrong.
no,
That was
it
wrong.
was wrong. No, it's wrong today, it's wrong tomorrow. Let not dignify to say, oh, it's fine because I walk out. No. I may have no moral to go and get the people of Liberia.
Very
Because
true.
it's breaking
Very
all the
true,
law.
man, Sissy.
Thank
Very
you.
true.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes,
you so
thank you.
much.
Okay.
You couldn't have put it better. You're right. Man, desecrated. It desecrated the sanctity of the Bar Association by inviting Walker to deliver the keynote address. Hello? Yeah, I'm fine.
Yeah, this is Edmond Carr.
Let's
The
hear
bigger
you.
repair car, keeping this president feet to the fire to deliver.
Let's hear you, Mr.
know,
Kai.
Yeah, sometimes I don't know. As you were saying, I don't know because of recognition or what. The Bar Association, man, the justice minister, you could have used him. Why?
Even no. The justice minister sir, was not capable of being there. They could not have invited. No, none of them. None of them.
Yeah, but somebody that has experience in the area, you're gonna bring another, to talk about to be your keynote speaker, and then the president just made a remark. That would be okay. And still looking at the president that have destroyed all of the laws just under 1 year. You don't have the moral. So what was he saying to them?
Nothing.
Everybody want to be with the president, even if you see it in the church.
Yeah.
But the father for the father, the people all up. So looking for people that will be able to get money and this and that. So you will see happening in the government sector.
Don't mind them, man. Councillor Vama blunder.
He blunder Peter.
What are breaking all of the laws for the people you invite into
because everything now, he will not be independent anymore if he want to do so.
Thank you, yeah.
Because if I order to come in the country, if he want to use his legal mind to talk, the president that your friend.
The man turned the bar.
Destroy the country.
Thank you, sir. The man turned the bar over to the executive.
Quickly to Gafua. Gafua clearly stated that on the 16th, you also stated that you were going to increase salary. And all our year, that's why we're not on salary. We were aware that President, we are stuck on most of the people's salary to 150. So for you to come out and say you are going to increase it, the question we were asking at the time, increase it to
okay,
what?
Chief. All right. Thank you. Thank you, sir. Okay. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Yes, let's hear you.
Well, my name is Mohammed Bronzo Fafana Jr., and I do call you from the Somalia Drive area. Well, this evening, I'm so disappointed within the Liberia Bar Association. Reason being is, what they will invite President Bwakai, who have break all the rules in this country, and then inviting on the podium, he's saying about rule, let me spell the rule and law. It is so frustrating to the government. So,
okay, Chief, thank you. Thank you so much. Thank you all for spicing up the first lap of the show. Thank you so much. Let's move on now to the let's take a drive to the National Oil Company of Liberia, NOCAR. Let's move to the National Oil Company of NOCAR. Everybody, do you know that this government, all the officials are freak for luxurious cars? You know that there is contestation who rise the most, or how do you call it? No, lucrative for occasion, position, but who ride the most expensive car? Yeah. Who rides the most expensive car? The FBI boss wants to bring his outside, but the eyes are shining. They're trying to find way. The head of NOCAL, former representative Rosalind Swakoko Dennett, Bwaka appointed her as the head of NOCAL. Now, she is in car corruption. Car corruption. She has this craving, strong desire for car. She did not deny that she has not bought a new car. The initial information that came out, she paid 75,000 United States dollars from NOCAL's comfort to buy the vehicle. 75,000 United States dollars from NOCAL's comfort to buy the vehicle. So she did not deny that she did not put in for a car. Listen, these people are jokers. Jokers. Fun fair. She did not deny, though. She admitted. She did not deny that she did not put in for car. I'm about to share her justification, so-called justification with you people. She is the CEO of NOCAL. NOCAL is the state-owned oil company. She indulges in corruption. 75,000. Now listen, here is the woman's justification, and all of the documents are exposed. Here is her justification. Listen carefully. She said, the CEO of NOCAL official car is not 75,000. The CEO is aware that the position is of trust and carries sensitive information. Therefore, a CEO will not ride in one car with her drivers, securities, and staffers. That Rosalind Dennett, the head of NOCAL in Bwaka Rescue Government, when the news came out that she had taken 75,000 from NOCAL's comfort to buy new car, that her justification she gave, she didn't deny. She said, yeah, the information is true, but the car is not 75,000 as they are reporting it. Then she said, she justifying that it is not wrong. Two things here. One, she did not deny. Two, it is not wrong to get a new car. Three, the information 75,000 or the amount 75,000 is not true. However, the CEO will not ride in one car with her drivers, securities, and staffers. That is justification she gave you for buying a new car. She went further to say the CEO has a utility vehicle for errands. That means to send people around to move from one end to another. She said she, as CEO, will use it on weekends and holidays and use her official vehicle for official matters. So she admitting that she has a vehicle, the one she inherited. The CEO, she's still explaining, the CEO encouraged young Liberians to learn to work together, and not everyone will be CEO at the same time. This is an insult, very disrespectful comment. And that's what you have when you send an indisciplined person to such a high profile position, with the person clothed with political sentiment. Listen to what she said. The CEO encouraged young Liberians to learn to work together, and not everyone will be CEO at the same time. In essence, she's saying people jealous of her because as a young lady, she has ascended to that position or office of CEO of NOCAL. Rather than working with her, they are envious of her. Listen to listen to again. That's what she's saying, literally or intelligently. The CEO encouraged young Liberians to learn to work together, and not everyone will be CEO at the same time. She concluded in her response, the CEO states strongly she doesn't sign checks alone, but rather with a vice president of finance, and checks signed pass through. Then how did she end? She said she will not pass through scrutiny. The checks signed, the pass through scrutiny, that meaning it is checked along the way. She ended by saying the CEO will not kowtow in their power, meaning everything they're talking, that trash. It doesn't make sense. She, as CEO, she and her drivers, her staffers, her security can ride in the same car. Where you have seen the drivers, the securities, the staffers, they ride in the same car. They're not true. The woman has nothing absolutely to convince her. She inherited most of these government. I should tell you, most of Bwaka officials, they inherited cars in good shape. And few of them are using the car they inherited. Majority of the cars Bwaka people inherited, from ministers to deputy ministers, they are in good condition. But because they've come to realize that Bwaka does not have grip on anything administrative, though he's the president, they are taking advantage of it to go into the coffers of their various institutions now, and then they can look flowery. What did Gavin say? Didn't Gavin say that they have to be very meticulous in the usage of their budget? That means if you have 2.5 million and the budget is a single year or budget year that just 1 year, you can take 75. In 2 months' time, you take 80. In another 3 months, you take 90. Before you can reach the 6 months, then your budget is depleted. That means you don't get nothing there. Then you start complaining that it seems she's doing so. So in essence, Gafan was saying some of the things that they have, because he talked about materials. Go back to Gafan's address. He talked about the purchasing of materials, the usage, the maintenance, all. And I showed that he was doing it, he was saying it from the fact that he saw it ahead of time that things won't be forthcoming for the government. So he appealed to them to manage. Now, 75,000 she has taken off. And she said it goes through scrutiny. There is always the cahoot within government agencies. When the boss wants something, there is not an objection. As long as the boss can explain why and how he or she wants it, it goes through the different processes and it is approved. In fact, you will hear the boss say that, look, I tired using this car. I can be the head of this agency and I'm using this old car. You please do a procurement. Or how they can call it, sir? What's the jargon for a bigger procurement of buying? You please do the necessary paperwork to get the car. But the contention here, or the argument here, is 75,000 United States dollars too much in money for how much the country is generating. The country can't stand on its own. Most of what Liberia has, that subsidiary, meaning the country will help. EU will get this amount. The other person will get amount. Liberia has not stood on its own in no given day. You have a population, vast majority of the people in abject poverty. The few dollars coming into the country, the officials are hanging on them and sucking them like vampires. Yet, they say they have rescued the country from the mess of we are. And now you're seeing Bwaka mess all over the place 10 times. The guys at the House of Representatives and Senate, 45,000, 60,000 cars. The desire for cars. And Liberians, government officials, it's just crazy. Go in other countries. Go to Rwanda. Rwanda fought. Rwanda had one of the deadliest wars in the world. But look at Rwanda today. Look at the reform. Look at the kind of mechanism they put in place. Look at what the guy, Traoré, what the guy is doing. Just forgetting the country. He's a military guy. Look what he's doing. Look at other countries, how they cut down. They cut down spending, unnecessary spending, and save money for the country to do a lot. What kind of development going on in this country? Well, I think the thing that the people can use, the politicians can use to convince the people that road. So, the government face a road, government face a road. Every structure that you see around here owned by foreigners. Guinean, Lebanese, Indians. Those structures all over the place, those BB buildings, not owned by government. Government does not have. You can check 2 or 3 buildings that government has of its own constructed. But look at the houses of government officials, both in Liberia and out of Liberia. These same people were saying that CDC people were taking money and building houses in other countries. What are they doing? What are they doing? They were saying that they were taking their children, CDC people were taking their children and sending them to school abroad. Where are their children going? Which schools that children going to out of the same country? What do we have? Capital flight. Meaning the money, they take the money from here, they send it on the side and improving the economy of that country. The people receive the US, they develop their country. Very few officials have their children going to school here. Majority in this government, they are. We know, we can see the people, they're putting it on Facebook because Facebook is the boasting place. Facebook is the place of competition. Facebook is the place that you use to provoke your colleague that he's suffering and you're improving. We see it on Facebook. The man there is going to attend his son's graduation coming out of Moore University. But yesterday, he was saying that Joey, I ain't get his children in a country. My gay children there, they're in America. They're using government money. Today, they're not using government money. But they're going to attend their children's graduations. They're going to see their wife deliver in America. But they leave the health sector here. They say, George, we have messed the health sector up. Yeah, the health sector there. No improvement. Nothing. Everybody going into the coffers of their institution, they're taking out money to buy a car to look flowery, to look like aristocrats and bourgeois. It coming a time this country, it will be government of cars. Government officials will be competing. Government officials. Bwaka is not in control. Just as John Molu said, he told Ellen, and Ellen was vexed with him, but it became the reality that the government was going to be 10 times corrupt. That is exactly, I think, John Molu prophecy was for this time. John Molu prophesied this time. This government, corruption under this government is 10 times. There is no control. Mr. Bwaka has absolutely no control over corruption. Everybody at wherever they are presiding, they are doing their own thing. And they are still giving that flimsy and irresponsible and reckless thing called excuse, or with the expression, we inherited. It's just, I hate to hear United Party people using that expression, still we inherited. It doesn't make sense. Today, you stay saying that you inherited, even though you're correcting the system to the core. You're taking all 30,000, 40,000, 50,000, 75,000 to build house, to get your car, to look all fancy. When the people talk, then you say we inherited a bad system. George, we are never ever left a bad system. George Weah left its foundation that Bwaka needs to build on, but Bwaka took over at the time. He isn't in his prime, so his officials are taking advantage of his frailty and age. The person who left a bad system in this place was Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, and we have fought hard to make sense out of it and improve it. That's why nobody can reference Ellen. Nobody can say anything. Nobody can show legacy. But people can point to Weah legacy all over the place. The person who left a bad system that they would not want to criticize and say she messed things up because Bwaka was with her, so they would leave that and come to Weah. Weah never left a bad system in this place. Ellen left a bad system. She did not even leave a system. Don't sit down there. Ask them when they're talking why they can't say Ellen. Why they will always say Weah? Because Bwaka worked with Ellen, nothing they got to show Bwaka as vice president then and president now in his capacity as president. Let him reference one that he and Ellen initiated. What they left behind? Nothing. Why did Bwaka want to become president? Before he became president, to do what Ellen did not do, to prove a point to Ellen. And that is why when Ellen didn't allow him to become president, he kept that grudge for Ellen until today. So what he has the opportunity now, and he feels that he can prove a point to Ellen. He doesn't feel he can prove a point to Mr. Weah. No. Don't mind when he's talking, oh, we are there, we are Mr. Weah. No, that is not true. His target is Ellen. He wants to prove a point to Ellen because Ellen denied him the presidency. Weah didn't deny him the presidency. It was Ellen. 12 years. Bwaka right now as president of Liberia cannot tell you one thing significantly that he and Ellen did in 12 years. The person who never left any good legacy is Ellen. Weah left a legacy. People can point to Weah's legacy all over the place. But what is happening? The advantage is Bwaka came to the presidency not in his prime, but in his aging age, frailty in health. So the guys are taking advantage of him. Look at what is happening all over the place. Look at the widespread corruption, broad day, in the evening, in the night, midnight, in the morning. Everybody digging deep on what they can get for themselves. The man himself is corrupt. So the boy ain't get time. Not at all. That's what happened at Nokar. She's justifying all over the place. She's justifying. She said, oh, it is true that I bought a new car. But the amount you're attaching to it, 75,000, is not true. Moreover, what is wrong with the CEO of the National Oil Company of Liberia riding a new car? Must I continue to ride in a single vehicle with my securities, drivers, staffers? Doesn't it make sense that I get a new one? So what's the big deal as CEO to buy a new car? Oh, but when she was at the House of Representatives, she could not say this. She could not take any money to buy any car. She opted not to be flurried because it was not forthcoming as per her position, even though she was a representative. But at Nokar, the money is there. That oil money, gold oil. And Boaga sent her there for a purpose. So that was unfolding at the National Oil Company of Liberia, yeah? The woman justified. She justified to the letter. So let me share this with you as quickly as possible, then we'll go. The inter-office memo. Mr. Richard Jala, controller, told. This is the inter-office memo on the vehicle. To Mr. Richmond Jala, controller, from Wilmer Hudu Wise, manager, corporate social responsibility, CC, Honorable Roslyn Swakoko Dennis, president, CEO, date July 11. Yeah. Subject, request for financial assistance under CSR. I am pleased to request financial assistance under the CSR fund for Edwin. Yeah, Edwin M. Yeah, please. Yeah, it's a bit blur. Sorry, but that's the document for this whole stuff. Yeah. And what's the other one with the vehicle? That's Carter's Motor. Yeah, Carter's Motors Incorporated, 10th Street, Sinker, Monrovia, Liberia. It said to tip me, 20th Street, Sinker, Tottenham Boulevard, Monrovia, Liberia, with the telephone number, payment terms, due on receipt. This was for the vehicle. Color black. Yeah, they got a car, that small car. That's where they got the car from. Yeah. All they want at the technical aspect. What the amount? Okay. They say subtotal, $46,000. Discount, sale tax, total $45,000. $45,000. So the argument is that 45. So she said, no, why you're carrying the thing all the way up to 75,000? But you think the people, you know how much came up? These are all the documents right here. All right. Your EO on your rescue. Your rescue to eat. Your EO on. That your time. At least Nobody will say we are messed the country up. The boy are messing it up now. Your ear on. Yeah, that's your time. Everybody seeing it. Hey, you say, oh, we are corrupt. We are messed the country up. What happening now? You're shame. Joe president, but Joe not in control. Not at all. So let's go to the Moravia City Corporation. The Moravia City Corporation. They've announced this is not in news. Wow, look at the car. The car in for fun. This is the vehicle. But Joe Burger officials love they love cars, oh, they love luxury cars, they love to look good. And you see how money money go here. I see bunch of junks. Oh, we are messed the country up, we are messed the country up. The same way, the same thing you saw that you concluded that we are messed the country up, that the same thing you're doing. So you're messing the country up. You should equally say, you people should equally say, we're messing the country up. And I should tell you, listen, I had an opportunity on, was it Saturday when I was going to watch watch Real Madrid game, because Madrid game was in the evening. I was on 1 o'clock Sunday afternoon. So I just bumped into a few of my colleagues, and we're lecturing from one end to another. Honestly, this is a true story. Talking from one end to another, a Unity Party partisan, whom I have known over the years as a partisan of Unity Party, never waver, started with an honest conversation. He said, Sam, honestly, he said, my man, I really can't understand. Say the papi really messing up. He said, things not working. The papi really messing up the expectation that we have. You know, and he started to talk about some of the people around him. He tried to take it off him that he's not really the problem, but the people around him. Yeah, they say, oh yeah, you know, that's true. Yeah. But y'all give him time. He got 6 years, so you're giving time. I only saying that I saw here that he will explain more. Most of the people in Unity Party not comfortable. And you heard it from their own people. Some of the people come up to say it. There are few people who are enjoying that. Yeah, okay, thank you. Thank you, Josephus. Okay, yeah, the guy from Burkina Faso, Ibrahim Traore. Thank you. Thank you, Josephus. Mane, thank you. There are few people who are enjoying in this government. The same way they said George Weah government was the government of the elite. That's the same thing you're saying on the government of Unity Party elite. The people who struggle, who fought hard, who were in the trenches, as they said, as they would say in Liberian politics, they are not the ones who enjoy you. The ones that are enjoying are the ones who were sitting in America, eating the hamburger, the fried chicken, and everything that the people enjoying now. They're the ones signing a voucher for 75,000, 80,000, 25,000, 30,000 vehicles and other stuff. The ones who were screaming all over the place, wearing tight jeans, trousers, running all over the place, some of them fainting on the road, with the understanding that they were taking the country from bad man Joe Weah and giving it to good man Boaka, only to realize that they were delivering it to the devil in disguise. So they're complaining now all over the place. Things rough on them and not easy. They're complaining. Yes. Let's go to the MCC. Now we'll open the line. MCC said, but this is not in news. We've heard that Ellen try. Former president, we are try. I don't know why that place can be shut down. And even if the place, I think one of the governments built a fence around that place. I think is Weir's time. I think Ellen tried to. They broke down the wall just to go there. Though men who can sleep in a grave. So MCC is saying that they want to shut down Palm Grove Cemetery to have it sealed up. It was sealed first, but they broke it down. So you put a fence over there, they will break it down because there are people living place there. It's not a bad thing. Huh? Yeah. Let's keep trying. I think it is the kind of wall that they build. Yeah, that place needs to be shut down. Or you can get rid of that grave and put a structure there. Yes, get rid of that site. Yeah, Liberia is not the first, it's not the first country. There are countries around us and even far, a whole grave site. They wipe it up and build. Listen, it's not going to do anything. When resurrection day comes, all the dead body will get out. Everything will get out. When I say because you build under there, so those who they bury under, they stay under the basement and they're not going to come out. No. Wipe it all. There are places in this country, graveyard, the people wipe everything out. They build fine houses on the people living inside. Some of them are business stores. Wipe that Palm Grove Cemetery. You're talking about development. That is in the city. Why you're preserving that which it's not a heritage at all. Huh? It's in the city causing problem. You can hardly pass at between 5:36. You can pass between there. Least to talk about 7. So I agree with the MCC, but not to have that place fenced, but rather wipe it off, clear that place, and you can put structures there. But again, the government does not have the ability. The government not doing anything on its own. They prefer to give the land to foreigner. The time is coming. I will talk about that thing one day. You can see the signs. The time is coming, Liberians will be flushed out of their own land. It is not to say you citizen, you just shout and scream. When you have no solid base, you're selling all of your lands, almost all of your lands to foreigners. You're giving your country away. You're pushing yourself gradually off. The time is coming. If Liberians not careful, they will be flushed out of their own country. Already, when certain things happen, when certain people say they're not putting their cars on the street, what happened? Thousands of people are walking. When they shut their stores, nobody can buy. That is for another day. Then let's close now with what unfolded yesterday. Let's close with what unfolded yesterday. The Ministry of Youth and Sports will have to take this into consideration. This is what happened yesterday. Rosalind stay responding. Madam, just leave it. It's clear. Everybody knows. So it's not the many writings that you're doing will help you. The government is corrupt. Boaga is not in control. Boaga said no business as usual, but it is business as usual 10 times. You enjoy yourself. It is your time. How long? You go on. Yesterday we have had, thank God, we bless God, we thank God Almighty for keeping his protective covering. We have had 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 or 10 dead bodies if God was not hovering. The security, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, the Football Association, LFA, all of them were overwhelmed with the excitement and sentiment of the county meet. Security will only be tightened or they are strong when minority lawmakers are around ready to beat. We thank God that he kept the situation under control. Had it not been for God, if God wasn't in control, if God wasn't hovering, we will be talking about 10 to 12, 13, 14, 20 deaths. The field was overcrowded. This is not the first time we've experiencing this in our country. We have had multiple experience, yet the authorities have had no time to put a precautionary in place. We will have experienced a stampede yesterday. Several fans fainted. And it's all because of the recklessness, the don't care attitude of the so-called sports authorities. These people who are in authorities are not strange to these things. They've been in this country. They've seen we have had several incidents. The field overpacked, people fainted. They had to call in a fire service to release water. They overpacked the field. We thank God. I want to thank God for keeping control. His protective covering hovers that field. Had it not been for God, we were going to be talking about 10 to 15 deaths. This is just one of several awful scenes I just saw you. When were the authorities? Rescue mission, let's agree governments in the past did not put a mechanism in place. But the onerous or the responsibility is on rescue mission now, because rescue mission proud itself of having all of the IDS governance. Yet we have a counter meet that is popular than the National League, a counter meet that is popular than the national team. We have seen all of the semifinals and finals. People trunking from every part of the country coming to Morovia to watch the finals. And not a single institution, the Ministry of Youth and Sports, LFA, the Liberia National Police, Immigration, LFA, none of those institutions will have the listed that this field will be overpacked. Let us develop a mechanism so that our people don't get hurt. The field is small. I do not know the full capacity, but let's assume it is 35,000. Now, white men building of a place at 35,000, there is always 5,000 left. It's just like when you're going to do catering. They say you catering for 500 persons. So you put it at 600. That means a reserve, just in case. That's the same way that people can build stadium. Nou Camp is 90,000. Barcelona field is 90,000, but they do not take 90,000. Once it reaches the number, the stadium is closed. What do we see then? They will build these long screens all around the field, outside the field, so that people who are unable to go in because the field has reached its zenith, they can stand outside and watch the game. Why? What is the logic for that? So that there can be no disaster. When the field is, when the setting capacity is 25,000, then common sense says take in 20,000. Leave the other the 5,000, let it be free, just in case anything, people can spring around there and keep themselves safe. Look at Europe. Look at those stadiums in Europe. What do you see the people do? They will never go over. They will never overpack the stadium because they are concerned. They know that anything can happen anytime. One person can just cause a stir, and there is a stampede. We will never learn in this country. Had it not been for God, there was going to be about 15 to 25 deaths yesterday. See how people were falling off. See how they were trunking over each other, walking over each other. Look at it. How terrible it was. And the security will do nothing. They were excited. County, Lova County. Yeah. Let's go to the line, man. Let's take a few calls. So we'll go. Time is already, we're already into time. Let's just take a few calls on these two, and then we are out. Yeah. Yeah. Let's just take a few calls. Look here. You see that? Hey, man. This country, the people are overwhelmed with football. They have strong desire for football. But the control mechanism is what lacking. The control mechanism. 0772 23 99 33 0886 30 44 97 0777 9803 75. You're not going to stay long. Just go straight to the point. Hello.
Good afternoon, Sandra.
Yes.
Thank you for your talking point. Yeah, my attention has gone to the stadium about the company. You know, Sam, my name is Joseph, however, Joseph to Somalia. But, you know, the attitude of Liberian people and the attitude of our officials in this place is to carry empty bags and fill it up with public funds. So when it comes to the point of management, when it comes to the issue of maintaining, we are lacking of this thing because of our clandestine and criminal behavior.
Okay,
so
Chief.
What happened to the stadium there yesterday?
Okay.
Thank you for informing me the time.
Thank you. Have a nice day. Hello. Hello. 077 223 9933 086 44 97. The women's line 0777 9803 75. The numbers, just few calls, and then we are out on the show for today, the first day of the week, Monday, and then we get ready for Tuesday. So let's just take few calls, just few, and then we are out. If not, yes, but that's what unfolded yesterday at the stadium. We have to have a mechanism in place. They have to put a safety mechanism in place. Otherwise than that, no. And we'll talk about that tomorrow. But just so you know, the county meet has generated so much money. We'll talk about the diversification of it, or diversifying it, shifting it to the various counties, and that's what it's all about. If it must mean it, if the county meet must make sense, if it is not just for political gains or political shenanigans or appeasing counties or president, if they really mean well, then they can use the county meet to develop the country. But it first starts with accountability. And then you put the money back into it. That's how the white people, I should say it that way, the white people, that's how they develop football in Europe today. The money is generated, they put it back, they develop it. So they will look at, say, Nimba, like you, since Nimba is an industrial county, to look at NIMA and say in 2030, NIMA will be hosting the county meet. So from now until 2030, what do you think is going to happen? NIMA will put everything financial, technical, innovation into preparing for it. And how it's going to be, it's going to add more development spies to NIMA County. After that, if the county meet is 2 or 3 years or 4 years in between, that's why you need to extend the county meet. It doesn't have to be every year or two. You have to take it between 3 and 4. You have to take it between 3 and 4. So he said in the next 3 years, Grand Bassa will be hosting. So that's how the guys develop now. So they will start building little stadiums, smaller stadiums, just like that, start extending. And the economy will start getting rise to the econ in that county. So before you can realize in the space of between 10 to 15 years, the country has developed into a full-grown football system. That's the same idea the guys use in Europe today, that you hear sometime like you have Moravia. They will demarcate Moravia. So in Moravia, you have team 1, team 2, team 3, team 4. Just like you see in Barcelona, they have Espanyol, they have Atletico Bilbao, just like that. And within that region, they have their own stadiums. So that's how you do that. That's how you engender development. That's how you develop a country. But you will not do nothing. As soon as they can't tell me finish watch out, they will give no account. They will take their money. They enjoy themselves. Then they go sit down. We're on the politics. 1 year from now, then they start announcing the 2025, 2026 county meet will be starting 0. Nothing. When you see rough, man, that political thing there, I see you. That county meet, that political thing, nothing serious for development. That's why the national team is not, the county meet not even helping the national team. Nothing. After that, everybody gone. The players, they bluff. They get a small money. It's over. All right. I see you. Josephus. What Josephus say? Josephus man say back in the days, the seating capacity was 35,000, but in we are government after the installation of the bucket seat, the seating capacity dropped less than 35,000. Yes. So when it's 35,000, then you can put all 35 persons inside. You have to leave space and room for any eventuality. That's how the people do. Not because they say 35,000, then you put 60,000 persons in. You have already created a stampede right there, because when people jam, they jam and jam. What happened? Or when somebody just go off, somebody faint, that's a different thing. That what happened on that fee yesterday. All right, I see y'all. Thank you all for spicing up the show. The news is on at 6, and then at 8, AIDS. Face the Issues with A.B. William. You don't want to miss it. Thank you all. We're back tomorrow, if God permits. Shalom.